What's up, friends? Welcome to SPDM TV. My name is Mike, part of the SPDM crew, and I watch a lot of TV. We talk about TV topics, reviews, and general appreciation of TV, past and new. You can follow me on Instagram threads, serialized and Blue Sky at MLHilty2452 to see what all I'm watching. And over the last couple of weeks, I have been rewatching the show Community, which is probably a bad idea because there's a lot of really great TV going on right now. So why did I go back and start watching Community? Because there is something about the show that just makes it so easy to just put on the background, just chuckle and just kind of go from there. So what I've done is that I'm up to season 4 of Community, and I'm ready to say, okay, let's go ahead and go with my top 10 episodes. But then when I eventually thought about it, I was like, no, I think I've got enough here to do a top 20 because I don't foresee a situation where the fifth and sixth seasons are going to get me anywhere with that, but we'll see. But my number 20 is from season 2. It's Accounting for Lawyers. It's the one where Jeff goes back to his old law firm, and we've got the pop lock and drop it competition in there as well. Chang going up for his team, the Poppy Longstockings. No, that was the other team. I don't remember what Poppy, or I don't remember what the study group's team name was, but there's that. I think what sells it for me, Drew Carey has a great cameo in this with a guy, a lawyer who's got a hole in his hand, and he got a fun party trick where he just drops a ball through it or an olive through it, which I find hilarious. But Annie chloroforming the janitor is hilarious. But Troy's reaction to it, saying that his brain is crying and just the way that he's moving his hands, it's hilarious. So I had to put that in here. My number 19 is Physical Education from season 1. This is the episode where Jeff takes a pool class and he has to take the pool class in a gym uniform. And on one end, it's we're not in high school anymore. Why should you have to wear a gym uniform at a community college? Number 2, the part where Abed, somebody drew a picture of Abed in Annie's Spanish book or somebody's Spanish book, and they're trying to figure out, who it is so that they can introduce them. I think Abed acting like Don Draper, I think is really good. I think like particularly with Annie, I thought that part was really funny. His line where it's like, I don't mean to spoil it for you, but pride ends up with prejudice. I think that was a smooth line. White Abed and Black Joey or Dark Joey, both of those are hilarious. And then just the part at the end where that girl who is looks like is about to hit on Jeff, but then you find out that she wants to talk to Abed, and this whole thing with like, hey, I've got self-esteem coming out my butt, says Abed, so I don't need anybody to set me up. Yeah, I think that part's really great. My number 18, this is where we go all the way to season 4, and it's geothermal escapism. This is Donald Glover's last episode on Community, and they play a game of The Floor is Lava. It's got some emotional beats to it. It's probably the best episode past season 3. So because otherwise, a lot of characters are starting to not come back for the show, and the show just doesn't feel the same after Donald Glover leaves. My number 17, the aerodynamics of gender. This is the second season episode with the trampoline. This is the episode where Pierce breaks his legs with Joshua. The you find out is like a big, very big racist gardener who is keeping the trampoline secret, a la the Secret Garden, but also just the way that he talks about the trampoline. It's like, just like it's hilarious the way that all of them talk about what it feels like to be on the trampoline. But the other part of this as well is that Shirley, Annie, and Britta take a gender studies class, and Abed goes with them, and they're just being mean girls. And Hilary Duff has a great cameo in this as well. And Abed is just savage to everybody. This is just one of those hilarious episodes where Just Ovid is just being a jerk to everybody, and he doesn't understand it. But yeah, it's good. Number 16, Basic Rocket Science. This is the KFC Rocket Simulator episode from season two. Uh, I like how they tried to spin this into a kind of like disaster movie involving spaceships in here, even down to Pierce having space madness on a KFC rocket ship. So yeah, this one's great. My number 15 is investigative journalism. This is season one. This is after they all get back from winter break, and this is the one with Jack Black. And I recently rewatched this, and I was like, I'm laughing a lot. Do I not give this episode enough credit? And the part of the episode where Jeff is trying to get Buddy, who's Jack Black's character, out of the study group. I can imagine that it was probably incredibly difficult for anybody to do that. So, or to it was incredibly difficult for everybody else in the room to not laugh hysterically here. My number 14 is Pillows and Blankets. This is the blanket fort episode. It pits Troy and Abed against one another, and it's kind of done in the style of a Ken Burns documentary, specifically the Civil War one. So, yeah, I greatly enjoy this episode a lot. It harkens back to the old Pillow Fort episode where I think in a conspiracy theory class, and Troy and Abed are making a blanket fort, and they realize that it's just gone too mainstream, and they have to self-destruct it. So that's a fun payoff for that episode. Number 13 is cooperative calligraphy. This is the episode where Annie loses her purple pen, and it's a bottle episode where they're in the study room and they're trying to figure out who stole the pen. And you find out that Troy's old monkey, Annie's boobs, is taking it, and just the way that things deteriorate for this group is just really funny. My number 12 is Debate 109. This is the debate class where Troy, or not Troy, Jeff and Annie need to debate, is man inherently good or evil, and they have to debate man is inherently evil against Simmons, the star debater for City College. I think the final part of this was just a stroke of genius, and that should have been how the debate should have been won. Is that Simmons launches himself from his wheelchair, Jeff catches him and says, "He hates me, but he caught me anyways. Man is good," and I think it should have just ended there. But side part where Britta and Pierce, or Pierce is helping to Britta to stop smoking through hypnotherapy, and Abed is everybody is learning about Abed's ability to, quote unquote, predict the future through his films, but he's just understands character really well. My number 11 is Remedial Chaos Theory. It's season three. It's the episode where they just go through all these scenarios and Troy and Abed's housewarming or apartment warming party. I love this episode for the creativity, and also it just gives us the fun notion of the darkest timeline, and also specifically with the worst timelines are those that have goatees on them. I think that's hilarious. My number 10 is environmental science. So this is the episode where Greendale is trying to be more environmentally friendly, and you've got Jeff or Senior Chang, who is on the verge of divorce, and Jeff is trying to help everyone out with this episode. But then also, Troy and Abed have a rat that they're trying to train with a song with somewhere out there from an American Tale, and they name the rat Fievel, so the stars points for that. But Pierce helps Shirley with a marketing presentation, and he gives her some really bad advice, but it's also actually really good advice too. So that is my number 10. My number 9 is A Fistful of Paintballs. I wish that they would have stuck with the Western theme for the second episode of this particular paintball series for season two. I like this one better because I think it kind of a little bit more of a level playing field from the first paintball episode of season one. but also I like the added stakes of, hey, they voted to they were taking a vote to kick Pierce out of the group, and they should have, but they didn't because of Annie. So yeah, love this episode. Love Josh Holloway's cameo in it as well as the Black Rider, as the paintballer who is just trying to win the competition. My number 8 episode is the Halloween episode from season 2. It's the epidemiology episode where this is the episode where Dean Pelton has his ABBA playlist in here. So there's all the ABBA music in here as well. Troy and Abed have a great couples costume with the alien and then the mech suit. So I gotta appreciate that. This is the episode where Chang and Shirley hooked up, and the baby could be Chang's. So that was hilarious. I love the who that they pick Shirley as a character who's like, what character are you? Are you Harry Potter or are you Steve Urkel? And in this case, are you Glinda the Good Witch or are you Miss Piggy? That's hilarious. And then with Chang being Peggy Fleming or Peggy Lee or whatever, a figure skater it was, as opposed to like being Christy Yamaguchi, where everybody was just, he was just trying to catch people for being racist there. Plus, also, just the whole zombie thing with the gross taco meat. That's great. That's great. I love this episode. Number 7 is the paradigm of human or paradigms of human memory. This is the clip show episode, and it subverts expectations because there are no clips from the actual show. These are clips that from adventures that we didn't get to see. So I love this episode for that. This is the episode where we also got the 6 seasons in a movie from The Cape, and God willing, we will get that with Community. My number 6 is intermediate documentary filmmaking. And the reason why it's this high is because of Troy's reaction when LeVar Burton shows up, where he's just in the room, just kind of pacing back and forth. And he's like, you can't disappoint a picture. I told Pierce that I only wanted a picture of him. I never wanted to meet him in person. And I hate you, Pierce. And he screams. It's really great. But also I love I love when Community tries to do, different types of episodes, and this one being in the mockumentary or documentary style is really great. My number 5 is Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas. This is the claymation episode. I think it's got a lot of really good lessons here. I think the animation work is beautiful in this, and I think that it was just super creative. So I really love this episode. My number 4 is digital estate planning. This one is I'm probably going to have this way higher than most people would, but this is the one where they're all video game characters, and it's like a 2D side-scrolling video game, and I just loved it so much because it's just it's just so creative to do an episode like that. The actual story itself doesn't make a lick of sense, but it's still really funny and really good. And the last time that like Chevy Chase was like kind of tolerable on the show. My number 3 is contemporary American poultry. This is the chicken strip episode where Abed forms a pseudo mafia of individuals who, try to commandeer the chicken strips. So this one, it's a perfect homage to Goodfellas, The Godfather, any mafia movie, and to do it with chicken strips. I am all here for that. My number 2 is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And again, just the creativity with this episode is so great. I think all the characters are really great. I think it just every person represents like a person in Dungeons and Dragons that like either makes you roll your eyes or is like really funny. So I really appreciate that. I love the Fat Neil portion of this as well, just trying to build up his self-esteem and just give him a place where he could just be himself. I love Pierce is just so awful in this episode. And then also Abed's a great dungeon master, but I think everybody else, is just really solid as well as they're learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons. So I love this episode so much, and my number one comes as no surprise. It's the Modern Warfare episode from season one. It's the first paintball episode that is, kind of like 28 Days Later and kind of a la Terminator and a little bit of Rambo in there. So, for priority registration to be something that everybody wants more than anything is just objectively the most hilarious thing that this show can think of. But those are my top 20 episodes from the show Community. Did I miss one? What do you think? What are some of your top episodes from the show Community? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode of SPDM TV. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Check out our other shows on the network. We're really proud of the content that everyone's putting out. So please check out the other shows on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And finally, if you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, happy watching, friends.